All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of The Growth Insider. Today, I'm super excited because we have Alessandro, based out of Italy, and he is the founder and CEO of Babylon Cloud. Alessandro, do you want to give a quick intro for a little bit on your background and what the company does?
Yes, and thank you, Austin, and thank you to all of your audience for listening to us today. Babylon Cloud is a cloud storage company, actually a cloud company mainly focusing on cloud storage. I started it something like 11 years ago, so it's no more a startup. It's growing. It's growing 40% or something per year. So it's not triple, triple, double, double like the good startups you have in California in the Silicon Valley. Still, it is quite a growth for Europe, and we are focused on our time zone, mainly working with Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and providing services to the telcos, which resell them to their customer bases.
Very nice. For just your background, I see you've been like a senior consultant at Bain, and
Yeah.
quite an impressive track record and everything. What kind of made this company come to life? Like before you actually started it, what was the process early on starting the business?
So any founder can tell you that whatever they are starting at any moment is actually coming from the past life that the founder him herself has. I started as a technical guy. I was an IT guy at IBM, so an American company, and then I had different experiences moving to the marketing in different companies, an Italian ISP, then a marketing director. In the middle, I was also a consultant. I was working at Bain, mainly working with ICT, and in particular with the telcos. And out of this experience came the idea of launching an IT company working on cloud, developing its own technology and working with the telcos. Since no software as a service companies, or very few of them, were focusing on the specific telco market, which has a huge potential, and we wanted to exploit it.
Okay, nice. So tell me more about that opportunity because we were talking about it before we hit record here. Who in your market is also trying to tap into that opportunity? Maybe we can start there. Like, just explain to the audience how
Yeah.
big this opportunity is and how many end users there are.
So the precise market where we are, so supporting on cloud services, the telcos, it's two operators a part of us. A small one in Northern Europe, but they worked on the end market and just worked with one telco operator. So we are not considering them as a real competitor. Another one is having the same model as we have, and it's in the US, and
Mm,
it is Synchronos, which is working with AT&T and Verizon.
yeah.
Still, there's the ocean between us, so we are not meeting each other at the moment. So they are working on their customers, and while we are working on European and African telcos. And the nice part of being in this market is that you work on a few opportunities. So I'm happy when my guys bring in three new operators per year. But the result is that this is opening to the company millions of new end users you can reach thanks to the sales force of the operator, because at that point you get an ally of the sales force of the operators. This is how
Hmm.
it usually works.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it's very different from a lot of other businesses that we'll have on. I mean, we talk a lot to founders and CEOs and executives of major B2B companies, but still their deal number that they're going for throughout the year does, like, they always want more customers obviously, but they're targeting, 20, 30 deals, and these deal sizes are huge. But for you it's even less. It's like between 3 to 5 deals getting over the line is massive revenue for your company.
I'll tell you something silly, but in general, whatever your sales process is, you are getting to your customer base through a channel. Whenever you work on a model which is B2B to something, B2B to C, B2B to B, the middle B is actually your channel. And so you are managing your intermediate channel to reach your end users. What happens more when you don't manage a pure B2B or B2C process is that your actual customer is the channel, and you are relying on the fact that your channel is somehow owning the market because they are bringing you to the market, and you are supporting them in getting the end customer scene. So this is changing your sales process, whoever is your channel, so the intermediate B, and you're supporting them, you are complying to their processes, you are you have to compel them, you have to adhere to their processes, you have to change your processes to support their own, because the actual competition is not only on the product, the service itself, it's on the way you get this product, this service to the end market, and you do that through the channel. Once you get to this point, this may open up an entire new world of opportunities. And yes, it is huge. Although, since you are supporting in this case, the telco operators in general, the channel, or whoever is in the middle to bring you to the end customer, you have single opportunities when you work with these few operators, which year after year get to numbers which are many of them, tens of them, and but still you are working together with them to get to the end market. So you see both the sides of this. On one side, you get the large opportunities by getting into your customer base more and more operators one by one, but then you support the operators, you work together with the marketing departments of the operators and getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of end users. And this way of working on this gives you the opportunity to work on both sides of the market. And
Yeah.
it's more than interesting. It may be exciting.
Yeah, that is interesting. So the sales process for you doesn't really end once you get that primary like channel partner. It's like it goes way deeper, and you're basically in-house at their company, like developing marketing and sales programs to get the product out
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
absolutely. So there's also an aspect which may be frustrating somehow. So you work for years to get a new operator in your customer base, and once you're done, your revenue with the operator is zero, because
Yeah.
this is the time when you actually start together with them to get to the end market. Still, the operators, they are, and they're not the only ones, but they are one of those market which is owning the end
Hmm.
market, since no user can live anymore without an internet connection.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
each of us is a customer of at least one telecom operator, and we need them. And when they are providing you additional services based on additional value-added services based on the internet, they're bundling, they're making the natural bundle, because they're bringing you the internet and they're bringing you what is helping you get something on top of that. I had a talk with the operator that it was not a customer, it was a prospect. And he was wondering how he could be able to propose a software which was somehow included in the large suites of the large vendors. he was thinking of Google, Apple, Microsoft. He was giving for granted, and it's true, that you cannot live anymore without Google or Microsoft in any way. I mean, if you can live without Microsoft, you cannot live without Apple. Oh, so you have
Yeah.
to choose one at least.
Yeah.
And it was right. Still, he was forgetting that in his country, whatever the country was, in his country, no user can live without at least one telco operator, and it is easier to listen to the offer of the operator because he is already there. This also implies that this channel is getting to be a sales channel more than a tech operator. So it is bringing the technology, which is not building and not operating. Still, it is an evolution that most of them they have understood, and they are showing that they're part of it.
Yeah. Sure. So, what do you think is your biggest challenge to growth as a business? Is it getting access to more operators, or is it actually once you've closed the deal, making sure that that marketing campaign out to the end user is super effective? What's the biggest challenge?
So at any time, all the challenge. So, I mean, any challenge is taking a part of each side of the company. So at the same time, of course, we have to grow up more and more, and we are trying to accelerate. So not only growing as fast as previously, but to increase the percentage increase, not the absolute, the percentage increase. So we are trying to double every 2 years at the moment, and do something, even something more. The At the same time, we have to grow up on product wise. So we should make our product more and more attractive to the end user and become recognizable. Babylon Cloud is not a brand because we are working with very large telco brands, with Hutchison One Power Group, with Vodafone Group, with Etisalat Group, so the large telco groups in Europe and in the Middle East. MTN in Africa, which is an operator we are now started working, hoping that we launch as soon as possible. But at the same time, the brands of the operator are, of course, are the only ones which are showing, and the product is not recognizable on one side, but also not recognized by the user, so they don't see it as differential. And although the performances of our products now better those better than those of some of our large competitors, so the bandwidth we allocate, the capability, the speed of the upload is now higher on our products than on some of the large global vendors.
Yeah.
We have to be recognizable, and that must happen together with the increase the increase of the number of customers. So you have to have your product grow as much as your customer base grow, as much as your brand recognition and awareness grow, and you cannot leave them go different ways. You cannot stay with your product as you grow, and it doesn't make sense to keep growing your product if you are not increasing your market. They have to go together.
Yeah. It's a good point. Like the awareness of people who just know about you becomes so much more increasingly important
Yeah.
as you get into these huge channels that you're tapping into, millions of users. If you're not recognizable, you'll end up in a situation where you have a whole bunch of revenue, but nobody knows your name.
Yeah, absolutely. So it can work, but at some point you need to tell to your customers, and they have to tell to their customers at some point, what I'm bringing to you is not something coming from nowhere. It has a story, it is recognizable, and this comes together with the brand.
Yeah. I guess last couple questions I have for you. What's the big goal? You said it's to double revenue like every 2 years. But talk to me more about that. Like you've seen incredible growth year after year. Uh, what what are the primary objectives of the brand? Let's say in like the next 12 months. What's your
Yeah.
number one target?
Actually, so doubling every 2 years is little. So we have to do better than this. And at the moment, our target is to enter with general bundles within a number of markets we are targeting. At the moment, we are targeting five, meaning all of the users within one or two operators in those markets, they get included with their core product a bundle with Babylon Cloud products, which means some 150 million users by 3 years from now, and to keep growing this way. And the objective at the end of this path is 1 billion users. And
Wow.
we can do that. It is a huge number. The technology, we were not ready on the technology side a few years ago. We are now ready, and now we can tackle this target. And that implies also that the growth is no more doubling every 2 years, but we'll get doubling every year and then every 6 months. We already have improvements, so actually our growth is accelerating. So we are not growing the same amount of money, we are growing an increasing amount of money, an increasing percentage of growth year after year. We have to keep going this way, and as we were said, they have to come together, the growth in the marketing, on the sales, and on the product.
Amazing. I think just hearing that for people that are listening, if you're a founder, CEO, the big takeaway I have there is like opening your mind to how quickly you can scale. I've talked with a lot of entrepreneurs that are mentally just breaking the mold of you have this target that's like for 2 years or seems kind of like a stretch goal, and how can you basically just compress the timeline in the last couple minutes here? Just do you have any thoughts on that? Like how have you compressed your timelines over the past several years as you're growing?
Well, can I also tell you one other thing, and then I get
Yeah.
into this? While I was a founder, and I had to pivot 2 3 times before, because we were not finding the right way at the beginning, and I should be ashamed about that, but I'm not actually. So we are the result of our history. But if I can give a suggestion to somebody who is, I know I'm just giving a suggestion to myself 11 years ago. Um, just don't look at what you have been planning. Find different ways. And if Alessandro 11 years ago could have listened to this, he probably would have found the telcos as in a B2B2B market earlier than he actually found them. Actually, that was just another way to get to the final market, to the end market. So there are so many ways, there are so many channels, there are so many marketing strategies. They are all the same. They're different, but they all have the dignity of being reasonable ways to get to the end market, which is the aim of everybody. And there are so many different. And
Yeah.
we have a strange model, which I know, but at the end, it's just another way to get to the end market, and that's it. And every of them, each of them is working, and so just another way to look at that. I know it's strange,
Hmm.
but probably founders may find tens, hundreds of even stranger ways to get to the end market, and each of them may be working.
It's a good point. Like stepping back and thinking, is
Absolutely.
this thing that I'm doing that everyone else is also doing really that smart, or can I just go completely in a different direction and find a more efficient way to reach the end user?
I have to get to that point. It is not. It could be my way is not the straight one, and there's another one which may look longer or stranger, but if it will bring you there, it is working. So just go on.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on to share some insights
My pleasure.
into what you're doing to scale. I think anyone listening, the big takeaways are just rethink the marketing channel strategy because that's huge. And then number two is you can be growing faster if you just find creative ways to do it. So thanks again. And where can people find out more about your company and find you?
We are on LinkedIn. My name is Alessandro De Losa, and the company is Babylon Cloud. And you can find info about us at babyloncloud.com. And thank you, Austin, and thank you to all of your audience.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.